That you never let me go. Is this true?
Yeah, Saha, I'm a loner. I'm borderline in Mexico, my mind's in Arizona. Yeah. I'm the symbol of a prince, and you find as Apollonia. I'm a doctor, a bachelor, a master, my fourth diploma. The cashew from off the corner. Moon rock aroma, baccarat Kelowna. Every time I set the bar, I'm knocking down Coronas. Sativa from Seattle, I was an organ donor. She wanna marry, but I dance around the ring like I'm Loma. She mad that I don't wanna. Shawty wanna leave, I said the sooner the better. Make a stop in Oklahoma. Here's a pickup line, I don't own a Tacoma. Who ain't ever heard of Williams Sonoma? But I smoked a blunt with her, so why would I stone her? She talking in my ear, I'm like, I don't belong here. Cause I see through them lies like lingerie. You ain't gotta enunciate, I know what you wanna say. She said,
I just wanna run this place so that I can run away with you. I need you to let me know that you never let me go. Is this true? Oh, baby.
I met a dancer out in Aspen, we was cold chillin'. She had dreams to be an actress, but the role switched. So now she's on the pole stripping just to get attention. From old to a probably throw their whole pension. She running game, but she really run away. But I ain't show up with no cape, so I can't say today. It's kinda sad how Mona Lisa turned to Lisa Ray. Let me explain, she insecure, no Issa Rae. Running plays, defeat the fam like it's Hunger Games. Rolling grams at my mother's pad in my younger days. I was not afraid to hit the block and get my pockets paid. Bumping Big Papa, who shot you, put that shit on Callaway.
Flight 019er, 2 miles northeast to establish an approach.
Let's run away from your curse, you know, then be worse. A difficult relationship game, let's see who cheat first. She think the order to pay me is to reimburse. She drink me like a Sprite then, still can't abate her thirst. Her heart was cold like mid of February, and plus the attitude was unnecessary, that sucks. She claimed to hold it down to be the good one, of course. But once you raise the volume up too hot, no, we can't adjust. A lot of things to build and to demonstrate. Ain't no hesitation when it come to place. But if you run away...
I love that song. Did you guys hear me at all? I was running around back here because I had the fans on and had to turn the fans off so y'all could hear me clearly. Hit that like and subscribe if you're already here. Welcome to Block Stars Podcast. I am Jen. Hi. You guys have been showing up for me the past couple of days, and I'm very excited about that. Good to see you. I wasn't going to come up tonight, and then I was like, no, I kind of missed them, and we're on a good streak, so I'm going to be back. Plus, I have some thoughts on this. I try to be as fair as possible, even though you can't make everybody happy, right? You can't make everybody happy. I'm trying to be. Can you hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Testing. Sean Ford, I don't know if you're saying you can hear me or you can't hear me. What are you saying? Let me get a thumbs up really quickly. Let me get a thumbs up or a happy face. Raiders. All right, perfect. Okay. So let's get to this, okay? Tonight I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I got my cookies. There's a fat girl that lives inside me. Trust and believe, is a fat girl. It doesn't look like it, but every time I eat something salty, I have to have something sweet to chase it. I have to. It's a habit. It's a bad habit. Been that way my whole life. I just had a sandwich. The sandwich was salty. I need the cookies after to chase it. Plus my Pepsi. So good to see you guys. Tonight we're going to talk about Cassie. We've been talking a lot about Diddy, right? Did he do it? Did he done? Did he done did it? Did he, right? And I wanted to get into Cassie tonight because a lot of people have been asking, why did she stay? And when you look at, the lifestyle, it was a very, very extremely elaborate lifestyle. I mean, the whole world at your beck and call. Diddy is roundabout. He was like just touching on the billions of dollars, which probably changed now because, there's liquid, finances and, shit that's in the bank. So, I'm sure it's changed now because a lot of the big companies are probably like for instance, today, Peloton. If you're familiar with them, they're like the exercise bike, very expensive exercise bike program. So Peloton was like, yeah, we denounced Diddy and we're not playing his music anymore. during our Peloton sessions, which is BS. Peloton, I'm sure this is all, everybody's lying. Everybody's lying, right? Everybody's full of shit. Everybody's lying. But Peloton, if they make a public statement and say, because who the hell was thinking about Peloton? Nobody was thinking about Peloton. So Peloton releases that statement, we're not going to play his music anymore. And then it's free press for Peloton, right? Because then it's going to be in the media, in the news. Oh, Peloton said they're not going to play Diddy's music anymore. Nobody gives a damn. Nobody's thinking about Peloton, but you're going to see more and more of that happening. You're also going to see more celebrities coming out saying, we denounce. So, this is a big, Diddy right now is a big, huge, decomposing body. And a lot of people are flying in to pick off the bones, okay? The vultures are circling. He's stumbling. And before he even, listen, they're picking the meat off the bones. Even me, I'm doing this live stream about Cassie and him, right? So everybody is eating off of this. I just admit it. With that said, feel free to super chat me or cash at me at On the Block with Jen. Let's get the bills and the icky stuff out the way. There it goes, scrolling at the bottom, Cash App On the Block with Jen. If you would be so kind and you like to be entertained by me, feel free to tip the lady or super chat me. Okay, let's get back to the fun stuff. So, a lot of people are now, a lot of celebrities are like, I denounce. And the reason why I say everybody's full of shit is everybody's lying, specifically companies like Peloton or any like Ciroc or whatever. These are billion-dollar companies. And I mentioned to you guys before that no billion-dollar company is going to get involved with a celebrity without knowing every piece of dirt on them. But what these billion-dollar companies do is, Cardi B is popping right now. Let's stick a Pepsi in her hand. Let her sell a couple million Pepsis. And then when it leaks that she drugged men and stole their money, we'll just pull her out. But in the meantime, tween time, she's going to sell these damn Pepsi cans for us. But you really think that a billion-dollar company like Pepsi isn't going to freaking, research you down to the DNA? They're going to know if you have nude pictures. They're going to know if you have sex tapes. They're going to know if you slapped somebody back in 1975. They're going to know if you said racial slurs on a tweet, right? But they don't care. These billion-dollar companies know, okay? They don't care. What they do is they lay dormant. They wait for you to sell all their product, and then the story leaks. Oh, Cardi B is drugged men and stole them. Oh, well, okay, time to hit the eject button. Thank you for working with us, Cardi. You go on ahead about your business. So a lot of these companies, are like that. They squeeze, right? They squeeze as much as they can get out of the celebrity, and it's mutual. The celebrity is making millions of dollars. I'm just saying, don't think that all these people were in the dark. All these billion-dollar companies were in the dark. Oh my God, we had no idea. That Diddy was slapping women around when it was an open secret, when we've all heard these stories. So you mean to tell me that Darion, Ciroc, Vodka, none of them ever heard of that? When it's common knowledge, it was common knowledge to us that he was, robbing his his artists and what have you. But we're not talking about Diddy tonight. I really want to get into Cassie. Why did she stay? And I try to hit that like and subscribe, babies. I try to be fair, right? Some people are hypersensitive. And when they feel a ways about something, they feel a ways and they don't see any other way to it, right? They just, nope, this is how it is, right? I am an atheist, if you didn't guess that already. However, what's up, E-Black? I understand vehemently that religion is a very necessary tool, right? I'm an atheist. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I just give you my opinion, my point of view of why I see the world the way I see it and why I believe what I believe and don't believe what I don't believe, okay? But I'm not the type of person because I'm a thing, everybody got to be a thing. Now, religious people are like that. Ain't that right, E-Black? Religious people, they feel like, oh, my ministry is to bring you in, right? And that's not just Christians, but across the board, their ministry is to bring other people in. Why? Because when you bring other people in, that's more money for the church. But you ain't hear that from me. No, they're just trying to give you salvation. That's what it is. That's why they're recruiting you, because they want God to save you too. It has nothing to do with money, right? So I try to look at it from all sides. Now, this question, why did she stay? Women will automatically be offended Automatically. What do you mean why she stayed? There's battered woman syndrome, and he drugged her, and he abused her, and she was afraid, right? And all those things are valid. But when you go to a court of law, you have to hear both sides. There's never been a case on the planet tried with feelings. Okay, you could go, you could be, oh, he's guilty. We saw it on video. It doesn't matter in a court of law. Someone still has to defend Sean, Puff Daddy, Diddy, Brother Love, Combs. They still have to defend him. They still have to walk him in there and make him look like, okay, he's Mother Teresa. Whether you like it or not, whether we saw it on the video or not, if this thing goes to court, I know the statute of limitations is over, but maybe there's a video from 2021 and he went upside her head and maybe they could try him for that. We don't know. We don't know. Okay. This is still fresh. It's still fresh. The body has just started. The rigor mortis has just started kicking in. Okay. And the vultures are circling and they're coming down to pick the meat off his bones. But we have to look at all sides, whether we like it or not, right? You have to be, sometimes you have to pull emotion out of it, and you have to, okay, practice neutrality and look at all sides. And I don't think there's anything wrong with asking, why did she stay, right? Because in our normal frame of minds, it's logical to say someone's hurting you, or you're not happy, okay? Or it's not what you signed up for. Why did you stay? And then you couple that with how wealthy Diddy is, and you automatically think, well, shit, you stayed because of the money. You stayed because people were at your beck and call. You stayed because if you wanted a fucking cheeseburger at 3:30 in the morning, he was going to make that happen. If you wanted the Birkin bags, he was going to make that happen. If you wanted the Bentley, he was going to make that happen. That's very alluring. Very alluring. But I want us to listen tonight with an open mind, right? Because a lot of people say, well, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? Now I'm gonna put y'all on the chopping block. A lot of y'all hate y'all jobs. A lot of y'all hate y'all jobs. A lot of y'all, if you had it your way, you could sit at home and make hundreds of thousands of dollars and never answer to a boss. You're not happy there. It's very, very rare that human beings work for other human beings and are happy there, right? But then someone can ask you, well, why don't you leave? Why don't you leave? I've asked my friends when they complain about their job, oh, I hate my boss. Oh, we got this new supervisor. Well, I ask logically, well, why don't you leave? Right? That's the knee-jerk reaction. When someone tells you they're not happy in a relationship, when someone tells you they're not happy at work, why don't you leave? I got a lot of friends that live in Chicago. They're constantly complaining about the weather. Constantly. Every winter, they're on a hamster wheel. Every winter they're on a hamster wheel. I hate it here. It's so cold. And this is them running on the hamster wheel. I hate it here. It's so cold. That's a form of insanity. Move. Why don't you leave? So I'm using those examples to tell you that people with much less issues than being battered, being manipulated, being threatened, watching things happen that scare you to death, people don't even go through all of that. And they won't leave their situation. Oh, no, because, oh, my mother live out here in Chicago, or, my kids are. Also, then you can understand why someone wouldn't leave a situation that they're very unhappy. And then you can understand. You just pick and choose when to understand. Because like I said, human beings are hypocritical. We all are. All of us are hypocritical. All of us cookie cut our morals depending on who's involved. All of us. That's what we do. Human beings are hypocrites. That's what we do. Oh, I don't like that such and such did that over there. But if my friend did it, I may give her a little pass, right? Because that's my bestie. That's how we work. That's how human beings operate. Just some people admit it and some people do not. But the majority of you can't leave dead-end relationships, marriages that you can't stand, your spouse that you can't stand, who ain't fucking you can't leave. Oh, no, because the kids, and if we leave, government's going to take you the child support, and I don't got money for it. Then you understand why people don't leave a situation. Then you understand. So I don't understand the question, why did she leave? You don't leave your regular job She didn't leave a situation where she could get on a jack at 3:30 in the morning and say, I want a fucking cheeseburger and I want it well done and I want it here now. She didn't leave a situation of luxury. And you're wondering why when you don't leave a situation that's a thorn in your side. Again, I like to make you think. You haven't right now you're in a situation and I'm making you think about that situation. You're like, she's fucking right. I hate this bitch. And I still got to live here. Because I can't afford right now to split bills. I can't afford to pay a child support. No one's holding you. No one is holding you. For the men, you could untuck your nuts and be like, fuck it. I'll turn this whole table over. I'm leaving. I'm not happy with this chick. But you haven't done it. Women, same thing. You haven't left. You haven't left that job that you hate. My boss is always on. So leave. Leave. There are human beings everywhere. There are jobs everywhere. There are homes everywhere. I can't leave. Well, why can't you leave? Cassie was supposed to leave. Cassie was supposed to leave. According to y'all. You getting beat upside the head? Why didn't you leave? So battered woman syndrome, I'd even go as far as Stockholm syndrome this girl had. Because you have to remember, he started manipulating her at age 18. That's young. Do you remember what your mindset was at freaking 18? And you're forgetting when you ask why didn't she leave, she left. Y'all are forgetting. She left. She's so gone. She's now married with a new last name and 2 children. She left. Cassie left. Cassie left. And it took her some years. Just like it's going to take you years to leave that marriage. Just like it's going to take you years to leave that job. How many of you feel discomfort? How many of you get cheated on? How many of you get lied to and leave the next day? You know the sack it takes to leave the next day? You're in shock. What do? You're neck deep in the fucking marriage. Your money is tied up. The kids, one of them is off to college. The other one is on their way to college. But this bitch cheated on me. What? Why don't you pull your sack out, pack a fucking bag, and leave the next day? Why don't you leave? Ladies, oh, he ain't fucking me like he used to. He boring. I remember when we first met, he was exciting. Now he got a little pot belly. I'm sick of this relationship. I'm going to call my girlfriends up and complain again. Well, why don't you leave? There's plenty of men out here with flat stomachs. And a fuck you every which way but loose. Why don't you leave? Because remember, Cassie was supposed to leave. $1 billion situation. A cheeseburger at her beck and call. She was supposed to leave. Although she was terrified of this man. She was supposed to leave. Although she knows that he blew up a vehicle of someone she dated. She was supposed to leave. Although she knows where the bodies are buried. Although she was privy to every emotion Diddy had. The way he talked about people, the way he threatened people, the way he slapped people up. If you believe he slapped Drake, if you believe he hung her friend out of a fucking balcony in a studio, if you believe one of his kids got away with shooting somebody, if you knew, because 10 years with a man, you knew he had a fixer. You knew. You watched all of this. And you're thinking, all I have is me and my mama. Every time I try to leave this dude, did you see what happened in the hotel? I don't know about y'all, but that looked like a woman leaving to me. That looked like a woman leaving to me. And look what he did in public with cameras everywhere when she was leaving. So imagine, this woman ran out bare feet. Bare feet. So imagine what happens when she's in a closed room with him and got cute with that, I'm leaving. Do you remember that the cops were called to their house? Do you remember? You guys can Google it later. But there was an incident where Cassie and Diddy got into a big thing. Cops were called. I guess he fixed that too, because the cops came and then it's Diddy. Shit. Okay. And he went and repossessed all her vehicles. Took all her cars. This isn't a rumor. Okay. You can Google it. You can see. He went and took all her cars back. That's financial abuse, if you didn't know the name for it. It is literally financial abuse. So you got verbal abuse. You're not good enough. Your tits ain't big enough. Let's go get you some new tits. I don't like the way those tits look. Let's get you a new pair of tits. So she got her titties done at his request. He didn't like them. Next day, he told the doctor, slice her open again, replace the titties. True story. I'm not lying. You can Google it. The doctor, the surgeon that did her titties is now dead. Go figure. The plastic surgeon that gave her the breast augmentation is now dead. He drove himself off a cliff in California. So you got verbal, emotional, mental, financial abuse, drugs. You're hiring male prostitutes to run trains on this woman. I'm shocked that she hasn't deleted herself or she's not smoked out on crack somewhere. Shocked. Because remember, he got her at 18. Do you remember where your mind was at 18? And here comes this larger than life mogul who's telling you, oh, I'm going to change your life. I'm Diddy. And you're watching all the things that are happening. And you're like, oh my God. Now I'm going to read something to you because I said I'm going to be fair. Okay? And we will dissect. So this inspired this stream tonight. This was a man who left a comment about Cassandra Ventura Fine. And this is what the man said. And I want to discuss what this man said. Because I think it was fair. I think his questioning was fair. However, he's projecting. And I'm going to explain why. Okay. What's up, everybody? Hit that like and subscribe for me. Cash App on the block with Jen scrolling at the bottom, or super chat. That's how you could keep me here. Okay. I'm like every other lady. I like money. So let's read this. This is a comment that a man left. And I wasn't offended. I was like, okay. He says, after she left Ryan Leslie, a good dude for Diddy, why are we mad at Diddy for Cassie's greed? Ryan Leslie could have made her the star she wanted to be. No, she wanted it quicker and bigger than she had it. Cassie chose Puff, released just one album, and will forever be known as Diddy's punching bag and personal whore. Anyone know any of her music other than that one song that Puff gets paid for every time it gets downloaded? She only stayed to get a come up. So is it victim blaming when the person made a choice to leave a great situation for a shitty one? He goes on to say, look, if a person really wanted to leave, they would, regardless of their situation. It's that he loves me, I'ma stay syndrome that people suffer from. I would have left and bought me a gun if I felt my life was in danger. I think it's more of keeping up with an image than protecting my well-being. People believe image is everything and go with grandma saying, if it's not broken, why fix it, right? So this guy is super tough. He's like, oh, if I was in danger, I would have went and bought a gun. First of all, honey, the fact that you don't even already own a gun tells me you're full of cap. The fact that you don't already own a gun, I know you're not about that life. Because if you was already about that life and you have the mentality of, I'm going to protect myself at all times, honey, baby, you'd be armed, trained, and insured. People that think like that, if I'm going to be in danger, I am going to survive and defend myself, they're already armed, trained, and insured. Don't believe this bullshit. Oh, if I was in Diddy, I would have left and bought me a gun. Sir, you don't have a gun already in America? I would have went and got me a gun. You're not about that life. You would have had a gun. You would have said, oh, I would have put a bullet in his mouth because I own a little something. Even in code, you didn't say it. You said you would have went and bought a gun. You're not about that life. But again, what I said earlier, everybody's lying. Everybody's full of shit. Everybody's lying. Everybody's full of shit. Everybody's I always say, if you want to know where the richest and toughest people are, and you've been wondering, why don't I see any tougher rich people? They're all online. Just scroll social media. Everybody's rich and everybody's a G online. Everybody's a killer. Everybody would have did something else. I guarantee this man right here is at a job that he had. I guarantee it. Because that's you can't run from humanity. He's either in a relationship that he doesn't want to be in, or he doesn't have a relationship at all, or he's at a job he don't want to be at, or he's living in an apartment building he don't want to be in, or he's living in a state that he don't want to live in. But if it was him, he would have went and got a gun. Okay. All right, homie. So let's dissect what he said here, right? Because it is a fact. She left Ryan Leslie. You guys are not going to like this. You guys are not going to like this, okay? I told you guys on my other stream, what do women like? Swag, money, or a body? Yes, we are naturally hypergamous, but nobody ever breaks it down. Nobody ever breaks it down. Swag, money, or a body. That is what catches a woman's eye. You can have one of those three things. You could just have one. You got hella swag, a woman's gonna look. You got money, a woman's gonna look. You got a body on you, a woman's gonna look. We discussed this before. That's how Jeremy Meeks, prison bae, ended up fucking with that Hot Topic heiress, the billionaire's daughter. He didn't have a pot to piss in or window to throw it out of. He had a mugshot and got to knock up a billionaire's heiress who's going to inherit billions of dollars via her father. He had a body. He had a look. And that's how women are. And it makes you guys cringe because you can't accept nature. So women, a body, swag, or money. So this guy, I actually agree with him. The first sentence, after she left Ryan Leslie, a good dude for Diddy. That is an example of hypergamy. Ryan Leslie, yeah, he's a fun-looking guy, right? He sings okay. He sings okay. Little goofy looking in the neck area, you know what I'm saying? He looks like he snorts when he laughs. You're not a bad-looking guy. So before Diddy, I'm sure he looked like everything. And he was a good dude. Because remember, men have the bad habit of equating good and nice. There goes that word again. Men, this guy here, automatically left a good dude. He doesn't know Ryan Leslie personally. He has no fucking clue who Ryan Leslie is. He doesn't know if Ryan Leslie likes to sit on his thumb. Like he has no clue. He doesn't know if his breath stinks. He don't know if his dick is little. He has no idea what Ryan Leslie is. But in his mind, because that's who got left for the bigger fish, well, he's assuming he must have been a good dude because women leave the good dudes. So this guy's broken up, although he has some points. I said I was going to be fair. So he's absolutely right. Cassie was with Ryan Leslie. Ryan Leslie was helping her out with that god-awful song. It's just me and you. Yeah, I've been waiting. And we all remember that damn song. It's me and you. Yeah, I've been waiting. Barely dancing in the video. We all saw it. But it was a cute little bop, right? For the time that it was out. That was fine. Ryan Leslie probably could have taken her places. In walks Diddy. Name one of you would have resisted. And I'm talking to the men. I'm talking to the men. All the men are, why is she late? If you and your boy were supposed to hang out, and Diddy's in town, and he pulls up, and he's like, yo, I need an entourage for the night. I'm going up in the club. What's good, homie? You would have went too. You would have went. So, yes, Ryan Leslie was okay, but then in walks Diddy. Music mogul, world-renowned, wealthy, telling you, oh, I can make you a hit with the wave in my hand. You know who I am? Did you guys know that he faked a flyer? Diddy faked a flyer that said she was supposed to be hosting a party so he can get her down to Miami. This is when she was 18 years old. He faked the flyer to make it look like, oh, come down here, host this thing. She was never going to host anything. And then as soon as she got down there, manipulators are going to separate you from everything you know and love, and they're going to bring you into their world. You're an impressionable 18-year-old girl who wants to sing. You're a child, 18. Again, think back when you were 18. She was a child. You walk into this, and it is enchanting. One of my favorite movies on earth is Legend with Tom Cruise and Tim Curry. It's with the movie with the unicorns about the fantasy, and Tom Cruise, and the girl's name was Lily, and she wanted to touch the unicorn, and when she touched the unicorn, the world went dark. But she was enchanted by the evil entity in the movie. He brought her in, and he's dancing, and there's jewels and food, and it is the same thing. Art imitates life and vice versa. You're 18 years old, and you walk in. Not only is this man walking with the swag of life, he's wealthy, he has power, and then you're watching a world where everybody's doing the bending for him. Everybody's bending over. Assistants supply, and you're sitting there, 18 years old, sipping on your little Pepsi, like, assistants are running in and out. What do you need? Blah, blah, blah. You're watching him get his haircut at his house because, whatever. You're watching people come in and bring clothes. Do you want the silk or the satin? Do you want the Versace or the good? And you're a child, and you're like, oh my God, all my life I've wanted to sing. There's no way it's not going to happen if I don't stay here. And Ryan should understand that. And you become enchanted. And that's what happened to her. And then the drugs started happening. Why? Because Diddy knows if I got you drugged up, you're more moldable. And then on top of this stuff that she saw that made her enchanted, she's starting to see the violence. I'm positive. The way he's talking on the phone, the power that he has, the way people cower to him. I'm sorry didn't I tell you get the other chocolate chip? Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We'll get the other ones. Hey, get the macadamia with the chocolate chip. He didn't want these. And you're watching all of that. And women, we're attracted to power, to strength, to money, to swag automatically because it represents to us provision. So when you start talking about, oh, women just want money, women, you're really, really, really diminishing what it is. Of course, if you think of a woman in terms of just wanting money is their paper. Money is paper. Literally, money is paper or a credit card. I'm with you. Fellas, I'm with you. If you think about women, like, oh, all they want is money. It's a piece of paper. It's a plastic card. That sounds absolutely fucking ridiculous. And if that's what it was, I'd agree with you. Wait a minute. Women get whipped for a piece of paper? For a plastic card? What kind of savages are women? But the money, the card, the power, the swag, this is how we filter it in our heads. And this is something that's hard for you to accept. This is how we filter it in our heads. He's going to provide. He's going to protect. His offspring, great genetics. By nature, women are looking to mate with the best thing in the room. That's why we wait when we are little monkeys in the jungle to see which silverback takes off the other silverback's head before we bunk over. And this is throughout nature, from little ants to little spiders to birds to apex predators. All the females are waiting to see who the big head nigga in charge is before we bunk over. That's natural. But for some reason, you don't want women to be a part of nature, because that's all it is. We're all a part of nature. And instead of stepping your game up or working harder or even cuter, staying in your lane, you resent women. But this guy here, although again, he has a point, because he's absolutely right. It is a fact. It is a fact that Cassie was with Ryan Leslie. Okay. And then the orca inserted himself, and she was like, well, damn, that's a fact. What this guy said is true. Where he drops the ball is where he starts talking and projecting like it's personal, right? He left a good guy. Because a lot of these incels, rejects, the nerds, the guys that don't get women, they automatically stamp themselves the good guy and the nice guy, right? And they think that being nice and good should get the girl automatically. And they're really not nice and good. They're just unable to compete with other men. Did you hear what I said? Nice and good is just an excuse and your lack of ability to compete with other men. Because the apex predators, the quote unquote alphas, do you think that they're running around trying to be nice to get laid? We've all seen Animal Planet. Is the silverback out this? I got this bamboo for you, lady monkey. Is that what the silverback is doing? Does the silverback approach the female with a piece of bamboo? Or does he take the head off of the other silverback? This is freaking nature 101. And you refuse to accept it. You don't even have the decency. Men don't even have the decency to just walk away like the silverback who got beat does. No, he has to resent the female monkey, and it's your fault because you want a bigger monkey. No, the monkeys don't do that. They know the natural order of things, and I think that's what happens with us, the thinking animal, the hairless monkey, the conscious monkey. No, it's the woman's fault. It's the woman's fault I can't get laid. You're a coward. Because the reason you can't get laid is because that silverback could take your head off. The reason Ryan couldn't keep Diddy is because Diddy would have crushed him. But you want to blame women. You want to blame women. The reason Ryan couldn't stay in the game with Cassie is because the orca swam by. Cassie was being a natural female. A natural female, a natural hypergamous female. They are all across Animal Planet. They are all across, all the females, all across Animal Planet. Everywhere you go, the spiders, the bugs, the ants, the birds. You know, I talk about that little bird that spins for like 3 hours to get the ladybird. I love that little bird. We've all seen him. He spins and spins and spins trying to get the ladybird. And sometimes the ladybird's like, I don't like your spinning. Next. So you mad at the wrong things. Y'all concentrating on the wrong things. This is an 18-year-old little girl with a fucking dream. Ryan Leslie couldn't compete. But you resent the woman for being female. Innately female. No, Ryan got left. Not because Cassie was a bitch or a money-hungry heathen. Ryan got left because he couldn't compete with the orca. And let me tell you what happens sometimes. Because a lot of you are celebrating that she, quote unquote, left the good guy and got her ass handed to her. Well, guess what happened? Guess who else gets their ass handed to him? Broke people. But broke people. A lot of women opt for the nice guy. A lot of women. Matter of fact, peep game, the majority of women opt for the nice guy, the average guy, the good guy. But who do you think are the 50% in divorce court? You think it's the wealthy? You think it's the wealthy men and women? Or is it the average woman with the nice guy? The guy that make a good dad. The good dude, like this guy said, the good dude. Cassie left the good dude. So sometimes it doesn't work out when you broke and pick the nice guy. And sometimes it doesn't work out when you leave the good dude for the rich dude. Relationships come and go. They break up. Some last forever. Some don't. But people are celebrating like, oh, see, that happened to her because she left Ryan Leslie. No, that happened to her because Diddy's a savage. That's why that happened to her. There's plenty of women that leave regular guys for wealthy men and they sail off into the sunset. That didn't happen to her because she left Ryan. That happened because Diddy is a savage. That's why that happened. Thank you for the super chat, Necessary Evil. Big supporter of Black Stars podcast. Necessary Evil says his apology was for his behavior in this video. That's when I knew it was a media stunt, and he still feels beyond reproach. Where's the bear? I want the bear. Everybody wants the bear. Where's the bear? Absolutely. That was damage control, and it was horrible damage control. He's a really bad liar. I broke down how bad a liar he was yesterday on yesterday's stream. So as you can see here, this guy's literally celebrating what happened to Cassie because he's living vicariously through who? This guy is living vicariously through the man that lost. He is literally saying, without saying, I relate to the loser, Ryan Leslie, because I lose too. And losers see themselves in other losers. Notice he don't see himself in Diddy's shoes. He sees himself in Ryan's shoes, the good dude, the loser. And a lot of guys that are online lambasting Cassie, I mean, this guy said she will forever be known as Diddy's punching bag and personal whore. No, she's actually going to be known as the woman that was the catalyst to one of the biggest entertainment downfalls we've ever seen and got rich off of it. Let's talk the facts. Cassie Ventura Fine is going to be known as the catalyst of the downfall of the biggest entertainment mogul we've seen in history. This woman is now part of history. She might as well be fucking Helena Troy or Amelia Earhart. There might as well be a poster of her with a cape and a fucking, a grenade in her hand. She's the new this bitch. You know this bitch? I Am Woman. She's the new one. Cassie's the new one. She's definitely not going to be known as some punching bag and a whore. She's going to be known as the beautiful woman who took down a savage. One of your favorite heroes. Nice try, no cigar, buddy. That's what she's going to be known for. She led the charge. She's Joan of Arc, as far as history is concerned. Led the charge. The face that launched 1,000 ships, dressed as feds, into Diddy's mansion. Let's keep it 100 on the block tonight. But this guy relates to the loser, right? Cassie chose Puff. He keeps talking about choosing, chosen, left Ryan, chose Diddy. You can hear it in the language of these guys. They're resentful. They hate that they were the good guy and the nice guy, and they're really not the good guy and the nice guy. They're just the guy that didn't have the cojones to compete with the guy that was coming for everything. That doesn't make you nice. And that doesn't make you good. That just makes you a person who's not able to compete. That doesn't automatically make you a nice person or a good dude. There are nice guys that are wealthy. There are assholes that are wealthy. There are nice guys that aren't rich. And there are assholes that aren't rich. Right? But this guy obviously relates to the quote unquote the loser, the guy that lost. Anyone know of any of her music that one song that Puff gets paid for every time it gets downloaded? Well, she came up 30 mil. I think she'll be all right. I think Cassie will be okay. So She only stayed to get a come up. Yes. Yes, idiot. That's called hypergamy. All these things that he's saying, this is the nature of women. This is how we operate. Again, every female on the planet, this is how we operate. This is how it works, baby. But if you notice, these type of men, they project towards women. And why is that? Because they know they can't compete with the men and they feel like the women are weaker than them. So it's kind of like a bullying situation. Like, I can't fuck with that bully. Oh, but I can fuck with you. I know I'm stronger than you. I know I could call you a whore and a bitch. And he does it here. She will forever be known as Diddy's punching bagging whore. That's how she'll be known. Nah. So he attacks her because he can't attack the man. So I don't know. Y'all could feel sorry for Ryan Leslie. I don't feel sorry for Ryan Leslie. He should have got his chips up. He should have stood up to Diddy and been like, you're not taking her nowhere. You're not taking her nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. That's my woman. The end. She ain't going nowhere. Thank you for the offer. She ain't going nowhere. You really think nobody in the history of the entertainment industry, you think nobody ever told Diddy no? You think nobody ever told Diddy no? I bet he wasn't playing this shit with Clive Davis. I bet he wasn't playing this tough shit with Leo Cohen. I bet he wasn't playing this shit with Jay-Z. I bet he wasn't playing this shit with Dr. Dre. I bet he wasn't playing this shit with his equals. Ryan could have fought. Ryan could have fought to the death for his woman, for the honor of his woman, for the honor of their relationship. Ryan said, I ain't fucking with that. So why y'all feel sorry for Ryan? He bowed out gracefully and he went on to do his music. Why y'all feel sorry for him? Do y'all feel sorry for the silverback that gets lumped up too? Because that's basically all Ryan was. But these men project towards the women because it's easier to punch down. It's easier to punch down than to compete with the guy that would more than likely also take his woman too. It's too scary. It's too scary to confront the guy that would take your woman. I'm just going to call my woman a whore. And I'm going to say, she for the streets. Let me tell you something, honey. A woman could be straight for the streets. She could be streets all day, streets at night, streets in the morning, streets in the evening, streets at lunchtime, streets for parades, street. And if a motherfucking orca walk in that room, okay, and says, you coming with me, you my woman, I'm going to take care of you, she'll be Mother Teresa the next day. That is how women are. She'll be mother. What you need me to wear, baby? A turtleneck? I'll wear a turtleneck for you. Women fall in line. Okay. When women respect the man, when a man is respectable, what you need me to wear, baby? I'll wear a turtleneck. That is how women are. She for the streets. All the women these men can't control, all the women that these men can't compete for, Lori Harvey, the Kardashians, name it, anybody in the Kardashians, Amber Rose, all these women, all the beautiful women, all the women you can't afford to have. And I don't only mean monetarily. I don't mean money. I mean, you don't have swag. Because Jeremy Meeks had $0. Prison Bae has $0 and ended up knocking off a fucking billionaire, a chick who's a billionaire. But you're lacking swag, money, or a body. And by body, I mean looks. You can have looks like Jeremy Meeks had. You mad at women, you hate women because you can't compete. That shit is crazy to me. Expected though. It's very expected because that's what losers and cowards do. I'm not competing with that dude. I'm just call her a whore and a bitch and try to diminish her because I can't have her. And that's what's happening with Cassie. But I do agree with this guy. Yes, she left Ryan Leslie for the bigger fish, trusting, right, that it would be okay. Do you really think that those first couple days, those first couple months, he wasn't love bombing this woman to get her really, really deep into, I'm going to be your everything? Diddy's charismatic. He's going to show her. Come on, man. You know, I always got to insert myself. I've dated some guys that purposely say, Jen, come through when I'm X, Y, and Z, when they're working. Powerful men. They'll invite a woman over to their environment. And that makes a woman wet. Why? Because the woman gets to see him in charge. Men do that. Men in power do that. They specifically say, hey, I'm going to be at such and such place, such and such time. Because they want the woman to what? See him in power. They want the woman to sit there and wait for him and see him ordering people around. Because that's a fucking aphrodisiac. You're exhibiting power. Holy fuck. So you don't think that this little 18-year-old girl with a dream was sitting there while Diddy's sitting back like the king of all kings, and they're just bringing him the caviar with the gold flakes and the perfectly cooked steaks. And baby, what you want? You like champagne? You like the pink champagne? That's what you want? Bring her blah, blah. And then they bring back, she's like, oh, I don't know how to eat this. Oh, it's okay. Take it back. Take it. No, I don't know. It's okay. Take it back. Take it back. That's what powerful men do. And you expect that this girl's not going to leave the good dude, Ryan Leslie, for something like that. This is why she didn't leave. I'm answering the question for y'all because y'all keep asking why didn't she leave. That's why she didn't leave. And again, you couple that with later on the violence, the drugs, the intimidation. It's just her and her mother. She don't have a string of brothers, Samoan brothers, that are coming and going to pound Diddy out for the slightest transgression. She's not that girl. She's not hood. And if you've listened to Cassie speak, she's very meek. Very meek. Got her when she was 18. That's all she knows. She ain't going to be body. She's not going to be Misa Hilton, his first baby mama. She's not going to be that. That's why she stayed. I really hope that answers the question. That is why she stayed. Why didn't she leave? That's why she didn't leave. And I really wanted to be fair, but sometimes the fairness hurts your feelings. Sometimes it hurts your feelings because I agree with everything this dude said. Yep, she did leave. She did leave the good dude. She did. She did leave the good dude for the better guy. That's what happens. You guys watch sports. The better team always wins. Ain't that right, No Saint? The better team always wins. It may hurt your feelings, but if they want it more than the other team, they win. That's life. Wins, losses. Winners, losers. Ryan lost. Diddy won, but it didn't work out in the favor of Cassie, but she won at the end. Because we ain't never seen no shit like this. It wasn't no Bill Cosby, wasn't no Epstein, wasn't no Weinstein, wasn't no Woody Allen, wasn't no Kevin Spacey. Ain't nobody crumbled like this. And the beauty of it is that it came from, I know, with all the enemies that Diddy's had and made, I know he never suspected he'd be brought down by the woman he was kicking in the ass. This is biblical. This ending of an era is biblical. And he's going to be the first of many. This is really the rise of the woman. So all you dudes out there who are shaking in your boots, you better move your money. Start throwing up pictures of you and your kids now trying to look human. See, Diddy caught it late. Diddy was too pompous. He's an obnoxious savage. There ain't nothing going to happen to me. I'm Diddy. I guarantee that's how it went down. When she first came to him about the money, I ain't giving her a fucking penny. Who she thinks she is threatening me? I'm Diddy. Destroyed by the same woman who was terrified of you and you kicked in the ass repeatedly, bust in the face repeatedly, hoard her out repeatedly. Do you know how he must feel inside as a narcissist? His fucking organs are twisting around his spine. Because it came from him, but he was probably thinking one day, I'm going to get shot. One day somebody's going to go upside my head. One day somebody's going to blow up my yacht. No, it was from the woman you kept kicking in the ass. This is a Greek tragedy. This is poetry. You can't write shit better than this. I can't wait till the movie comes out. With that said, guys, that is the show for tonight. Love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I appreciate you. Please hit that like and subscribe. It helps me. If you're catching the replay, leave me a comment. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a high five, a hello, a smiley face. Leave something in the comments. You know, the algorithm's not going to be kind to me, so I'm asking you to be kind to me. Thank you so much for the super chat, Necessary Evil. You guys are catching the replay and you want to support the show. Cash App on the Block with Jen. It is scrolling at the bottom, and they don't tax me like YouTube does. And good night, guys.